We know climate change is already impacting the DMV. From sea level rise to more frequent flooding and extreme heat, it's even impacting the air we breathe. In a new report, the United Nations Health Agency declared that almost the entire global population breathes air that exceeds air quality limits set by the World Health Organization. To talk more about what this really means for our health, I'm joined now by Dr. Sabrina McCormick, an Associate Professor of Environmental and Occupational Health and co-director of the George Washington University Climate and Health Institute. Sabrina, thank you so much for taking time to shed some light on this important topic. I want to start with this new information from the UN Health Agency stating that 99% of the global population breathes air that exceeds air quality limits. So what does this actually mean?
What this really means is that almost all of us, basically all of us, live in areas in the world where we are having adverse, both short and long-term health effects from air pollution. And this is all different kinds of air pollution coming from all different kinds of sources.
And Sabrina, how have you seen air quality in the DMV change over the past 5, 10, even 15 years?
Probably we've all experienced the increase in traffic. So these are mobile sources of air pollution, but there are also point sources of air pollution that have been increasing as well. Now, during COVID, a lot of travel decreased, and we actually saw a short-term decrease in air pollution locally. However, as people get back on the road and activities resume, this air pollution, these rates have gone back up.
Absolutely. And going off of that, what are these changes in air quality actually doing to our human health?
There are short and long-term effects. So in the shorter term, there can be asthma and cardiopulmonary respiratory diseases that many of us experience. Actually, they're very high levels amongst children, especially. But there are also longer term effects. In fact, air pollution has been classified as a carcinogen. So it causes cancer, actually. Breathing in this polluted air can cause cancer even, within a decade or two. And so over a lifespan, exposures to air pollution can cause or be linked to higher rates of diseases that probably most people have never thought could be driven by air pollution, like Alzheimer's disease. So the more of this air pollution that we're exposed to, the more likely it is that we'll have any of these diseases in the short or the long run.
Ultimately, what needs to change to help mitigate these illnesses and deaths?
Well, at the most basic level, we need to burn less fossil fuels. And this means really transitioning to renewable energy and implementing energy efficiency, which is actually very easy and very cheap to do at home. Another thing that people can do at home, and many utilities do allow you to switch your source of energy to renewables. So there are things you could do literally today in order to decrease your exposures and all of our exposures to air pollution.
Dr. Sabrina McCormick, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And to learn more about how climate change is impacting our area, just visit our WUSA 9 app or search WUSA9.com and search climate.